Known for being Maryland's only seaside county, Worcester County has a long and rich history influenced by its people, the environment, and the wildlife. Establishing an economy, government, and culture was difficult for the first families of Worcester County, who immigrated from Europe and traveled from Northern Virginia. Settlers started to inhabit the area in the 1630s, but due to poor health and high mortality rates, population growth was slow. Immigration was crucial to the sustainability of the area. Along with freemen who migrated to the Chesapeake, convicts and indentured servants came in large numbers from England, Ireland, and Scotland. It's been estimated that over 70% of white immigrants to the colonies south of New England were indentured. This included a majority of the women immigrants in those early years. Africans were also transported to the Chesapeake to work as slaves in the tobacco industry. A Dutch trading vessel brought the first 20 African men to Jamestown in 1619. By 1775, African Americans made up nearly one-third of the region's population. Somerset County was established in 1666, which included the areas that would become Wicomico and Worcester. The possibility of land ownership for anyone who became a freeman in this land north of Virginia had a strong pull for many settlers. As transportation evolved, Somerset County became more accessible. Newtown, now Pocomoke, grew because of trade and its access to the waterways of the Pocomoke River. One important achievement was Stevens Ferry, which was built in the 1670s by Colonel William Stevens. Snow Hill, the county's oldest town, originated from the Act for the Advancement of Trade in 1683 and was established as a town in 1686. Snow Hill started as a place for transport and storage, but as the economy grew, the population grew with it. In December of 1742, the residents of Somerset petitioned to divide the large county into smaller portions. This made the seaboard side of the county Worcester County, and Snow Hill was made the county seat. Worcester County was named in honor of Mary Arundel's marriage to Sir John Somerset. It was common during the colonial period to name places after locations in England and their connections with aristocratic families. Mary was the sister of Lady Anne Arundel, who was the wife of Cecil Calvert, 2nd Lord Baltimore. As the county headed towards the Revolutionary War in the late 18th century, Worcester County played an important role in Maryland's efforts. It came to be known to be part of the breadbasket of the Revolution due to its contribution to food for military forts elsewhere in the colonies. Despite most accounts of the Eastern Shore being a quiet and peaceful place during the Revolution, there was plenty of political turmoil. There are accounts of open opposition to the Stamp Act, passed in 1765 in Worcester County. Centers for dissatisfaction were found throughout Maryland, including Dorchester, Somerset, and Worcester counties. Starting in December of 1774, all Maryland counties were to pay a due to support the war efforts. Worcester's contribution was about 533 pounds, or about $664. During the 1774-1775 war campaigns, there were residents who were supportive of the cause of Boston, but others who were untrusting of New Englanders' motives and were loyal to King George III. Worcester County was home to a large number of Tories that created resistance for the Revolutionary War efforts. On July 26, 1775, 60 citizens gathered in Snow Hill to endorse the Association of Freemen in Maryland. They built a symbolic liberty pole for this act. 2 Tories destroyed the pole in the name of King George. One reason for the large number of Tories was due to the geography of the Eastern Shore. Because of the plethora of waterways from the Chesapeake Bay, Worcester County and the surrounding areas had more access to communication with Britain. Despite the Loyalists' efforts, Worcester County had 3 battalions of militia during the war and also joined the 3rd Maryland Independent Company. It's claimed that George Washington was so impressed with the Maryland line that he referred to the Maryland units as his Old Line, giving Maryland its nickname, the Old Line State. Samuel Handy was the Worcester County representative to meet with Maryland leaders about the war efforts. After the war, Worcester County had to adjust to a new government, a strained economy, and social changes. The war had disrupted the agriculture industry, which was Worcester's primary means of income. It also hindered trade and exportation of goods. Worcester County was still considered remote and had a slow population increase. In 1790, the population was 11,000, which included 4,000 slaves. The fertile lands of the Eastern Shore allowed for agricultural growth. The most influential crop, like most settlements, was tobacco. However, after the Revolution, wheat replaced tobacco as the leading crop. Education took place mostly in the home, sometimes with the help of local churches. Like other counties in Maryland, Worcester had limited restrictions on religious practices. Although Maryland was considered Catholic, other religions became staples of the Eastern Shore. Anglicanism was a prominent religion, which reflects the shore's close ties to England. Macamee Memorial Presbyterian Church, built in 1683 in Snow Hill, was the first in America. Church life became an important staple for socialization, as well as for prayer and worship. Marriage and family life mirrored the English model. Marriage laws in Maryland were less restricting than they were in neighboring Virginia, which caused some lovers to elope to the boundary line. Families were considered patriarchies, and there was no legal divorce. Worcester's history is long and rich and directly reflects in our culture today. Although Worcester County was not a battleground during the American Revolution, its importance to the war efforts shouldn't be understated or forgotten. There are many important people and events that are worth studying and keeping their stories alive.